everyone, and welcome to another video in the How to Draw Manga Boys series. Today we're going to draw a manga boy in like a dramatic pose, or should I say camera angle, because we're going to have the camera above him and looking down at him as he looks up at it with like a determined expression, like he's in the middle of a fight or something. So this is basically like the front view, only we'll be adding a few small details that'll make it look more like we're above him rather than on eye level with him. So let's start as usual with the line and the line across it to make a plus shape. Then the circle in the middle of it, going a little above. This is the bulk of the head. Then we come down to this point at the bottom of the line. And now we have a basic head shape, just like that. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at how to make it look more 3D, make it look like we are actually above him. So I'm going to erase some of these guidelines, and then we're going to alter this line. Instead of having it be a straight line, we're going to make it curve down. You see, these 2 points start where the original line was, but the middle of the line is so curved that the middle of the line comes all the way down here. So this shows his eye level here. His eyes are going to be slightly at an angle on this line, which makes the head look more 3D. So now another important part of this looking up at something pose is the position of the shoulders. Normally we would place the neck like this and have the shoulders down here, but this time we're going to move the whole body to a point way behind the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the shoulders where the neck would be. So I would put the neck around these positions. So let's put the shoulders there. Now this isn't entirely natural to have him just his head plopped on top of his shoulders, so we are going to put in a little of the neck, only it's going to curve in a lot more than usual. Of course, you do see necks like this in some art styles, but I don't prefer to use it. So now we have the neck set in to the shoulders. Okay, that's the basic shoulder position. Now let's start looking at how we're going to do the hair. Let's say that there's really no part, there's just a section in the middle. This is the top of his head. Imagine this as a 3D shape. A ball, and this is the top of the ball. From there, the hair will fan out like this, like a beach ball or something, or an umbrella. Yeah, he's got an umbrella head. Okay, we want to make sure that the hair follows that pattern and comes back to this point right in the middle. Okay, time for the eyes. I'm going to erase most of this so that I can put the eyes in and not have to carefully erase around them. Now the important thing about the eyes is that they have to curve up in opposite directions like this. It looks like an alien, but this is just for an example. On a normal face, the eyes would be straight across, but on this more dramatic face, the eyes need to follow this center line, which means that they too will curve up. So let's fix our little alien guy here and give him eyes that slightly slant up. Also, to help with this effect, we have him looking up. We place the iris up higher, touching more of the top of the eyelid and having a lot of the lower eye exposed right here. Drawing the second eye to match the first can be pretty tricky sometimes. It might take you a few tries. It usually does for me. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to clean up this face a little bit. In a normal angle, this guy's face would not taper down quite so much. As you can see, I've shaved down a lot of his face until it comes to this sharp point here. And if he was facing right at us, his face would not look like this. But since he's looking down, it's all foreshortened into a small point here. So basically his head is like this, like an upside down triangle cylinder pyramid thing. So we have the top and it all tapers down to the bottom. And that is basically the shape of the head. For a front view, really try and aim for symmetry. Okay, the nose will go very low on the face. And I'm just going to do like a wide V shape here. Let me put in the rest of the detail for the eyes. The eyelid, and then really determined eyebrows, angling down quite a bit. And if that sharp angle of the eyebrows is not enough, we also add this little line here. And one on the other side to show like his brow all wrinkly as he scowls at us. Okay, now for the mouth. Now we're putting all of these features the way they would go on a normal face, spaced apart nicely, which leaves the mouth to go right down here. And you might think that doesn't look right, but keep in mind that his face is tapering down to this point since it is angled down, and so the things near the bottom will look a lot smaller. So now we have some angry lips. Yeah, that sounds silly. Okay, the pose of the lips here is really important. We could have just given him straight ones like this, but I wanted to show that he's sort of tense. So to do that, I angled the lips up a little bit, which is what will happen if you purse your lips together or tense your mouth. There'll be a lot more going on there than just a straight line. We could also put a lower lip here, but I want to keep the face really open for this style that I'm going for here. In case you haven't noticed, I don't really have an art style yet. Okay, now for the ears. The ears will go in the same position. We always put them from the eye level to around where the nose is. So we put an angled down line on the level of the eye, curve it down to the level of the nose, and curve it in. Okay, that's the face done. Time to do some detail on the shoulders. Let's make this really dramatic. Instead of having his shoulders straight, let's have one up and the other down. Like he's slightly turned away from us with his body. We do want to keep the shoulders going back behind the face, not connecting with the neck there. So I'm going to erase all of that and fix it. Okay, let's add some something to show us exactly what's going on here. A collarbone. So I'll just sketch in a collarbone to keep us oriented. Now, to make it look like he's muscular, make it look just a little natural, we dip in this top line just a little. And then we curve up on the shoulders. So I'm going to do it again on this side. Dip in and then curve back up on the shoulder. Now let's erase the old lines and see what a difference that makes. There. Now he looks like he must be like striking some sort of dramatic 3/4 angle pose. Except we can just see his face only. So that's another thing to make your drawings dynamic. Have the different parts of the body facing in different directions. You see his body is in a 3/4 view while his face is in a dead-on view. Because nobody just stands up straight and stares right at you all the time. So make it look natural by angling the body in different directions. Okay, time to move on to the hair. Let's have some wind blowing for the hair. The wind will be blowing in this direction. And we're basically going to do a standard hairstyle with the main part here and the two parts on the other side. We've sketched out the length here, how far it's going to blow out. So now we can erase the head outline. Okay, now it's time to add a lot of detail. Remember, this is the center part of the hair, where all the hair comes out naturally, so we have to make sure that our lines more or less connect to that point pretty naturally. Now this guy's a fighter character, so let's give him a really spiky hairstyle. What I'm doing is I'm drawing lines with this basic shape here. I'm making these strands of hair follow the guidelines we had set up, having some of them come out of the guidelines just for a little bit of interest, and have the hair be wild when it's wild, don't have it have a particular style. Curved lines, that's the main trick for drawing hair. Keep your lines nice and curved. Since his hair is blowing, let's have a strand just going across the whole of the hair there, and a strand up here, and then this part of hair going out. Good, that's the front of the hair done. Now it's time to do the main body. This top part is going to be basically smooth, so I'll just line that in. Let's erase this circle in the middle and the old guidelines we had. And now we'll just draw some little humpy shapes, these angled lines, coming out from the center part of the hair at different lengths in different places, even some just like little squibbles. And you can see that it's giving the illusion of going down to a small point here, and that's what we want. We want it to look like it dips down into a lower section of the hair, which it is. Okay, let's draw the hair blowing. Like before, strands following. Oh, I am always breaking the lid on these. Strands following the original idea that we sketched out here, and not too orderly either. Since his hair is blowing, it can't really be styled like that. Break up the direction of these strands. Don't have them all follow the same pattern. Okay, now let's move on to this side. Since the wind is coming from this direction, there's not going to be much going on this side. Oh, again? Am I drawing wrong? Am I pressing down too hard? Okay. So this side of his hair is basically just pressed up against the rest of the hair and his face. So keep that in mind as you draw. Some of the strands can come out for a little drama. Okay, let's clean this up a little. I don't like this one strand coming out, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Let's have a strand of hair coming off the top there, and another bit over here that's blowing away. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought of it, and check out some of the other videos on my channel. I've done some other tutorials on how to draw male characters and tutorials on all sorts of things. So check it out. You might like some of those videos. And what do you think I should do next in this How to Draw Boys series? I mean, I've been drawing mostly fighter characters this whole time, so should I do like Bishonen characters in my next videos, or like little kids? I don't know. Let me know what you think, and I will look it over and see what I can do. So again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.